This is the L2C Media Network. Are we ready for this? Oh, we got some big news too. I'll tell you all about it. Guys, ready? Jethro, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yes, sir, I'm ready. We got everything all brand spanking new. We still got a bunch of you know what in the little studio, but we're gonna make it. Big happy birthday tomorrow to our brethren, Jay the Brain Man. Sure hope everything goes well for you, bro.
Yes, indeed, we do. And now, live from the Tom O'Neill Memorial Studios inside the Park Forest Apartment Complex, L2C, the media network with a heart, lungs, liver, and testicles, present Steve Sporty Balls. Tonight is Simone Biles' trip to the Olympics in Paris done for because of twisties? Plus, Nike can't even get a break. Now it's the U.S. women Olympic team outfits that are being criticized. We'll tell you why. All this plus Major League and Minor League Baseball scores and a whole lot more, including week 4 of the UFL. I'm Harry von Stuttgart, and here's our host, the madman of the airwaves, Steve, the Bexman Bexley. And good evening, everybody. Welcome aboard the Love Boat. We're here. We're here. We are starting. The show is starting. Why don't we publicize it a bit more, guys? Come on. Publicize the out of it. So, can we do that? Can we? May we? Shall we? Just please. Just say we're on the air now. Okay. No, there's a lot of things to be said about this show, and it's this. We're on the air. That's right, we're on the air. Yep, we're on the air now. Please join us. Join us, won't you? Why? Because we want you to. Anyway, have we done the promotion? By the way, big happy birthday to a good friend of mine, Miss Crystal Hart. And Miss Crystal Hart hosts a show on Manhattan Public Access, or the Manhattan Network in New York. So there you go. But we got a problem, and we'll give you problem number one coming up right now. Remember how Simone Biles experienced twisties that led to her departure from the Tokyo Olympics? Well, she took her time to get better and return once again. Coach Cecile Landy said, quote, "She told me she really wanted to give herself a chance to do it. We had margaritas and that was it." When said Coach Cecile Landy when Biles approached her expressing her desire to return to competition in 2023. Now, however, the story has more layers to it. Opening up on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Simone Biles revealed a conversation with her coaches, Cecile and Laurent Landy, where she expressed her desire to return to the Olympic competition. Recounting the scene, she mentioned how she arranged a meeting and even had Jonathan Owens accompany her for moral support. She said, quote, I was like, okay, I want to go back to the Olympics. I want to do this. And they're sitting across the table and they look at me and they're like, no. The no took her by surprise. And she humorously shared, quote, and I was like, do I get new coaches? End quote. However, she understood their perspective, sharing how they told her, quote, let's think about maybe getting your skills back, twisting comfortably again, end quote. Now, despite her initial confusion, she began slowly training and eventually was ready to compete at events like the Core Hydration Classic in 23, with the ultimate goal being the Olympique du Paris, the Paris Olympics. Biles' domination upon her return was worth watching. Her history-making Yurchenko double pike performance left people shocked. As we reflect on this journey, did you know that for Simone Biles, experiencing twisties was not the lowest moment of her career? And she did explain that Simone shared during her chat on the Call Her Daddy podcast that her lowest point in gymnastics wasn't during the Tokyo competition, but rather when she tried to get back into training. She talked about her frustratingly slow progress and admitted that this frustration sometimes led her to leave the gym, saying, as soon as I got lost one more time, get lost, pack my bags, I'm out of here. Why am I putting myself through this? She explained that dealing with the twisties wasn't just tough for her, but also for her coach, Lauren, who struggled to understand it fully, despite it being a common issue in gymnastics. Biles pointed out how it often kept quiet, with athletes pretending it doesn't happen. However, she and her coach knew they had to go back to basics to rebuild her confidence, and they did a pretty good job of it. Now, however, Biles isn't the only high-level athlete who faced mental health issues because of the pressure. Jessica Bartley, a psychologist and the director of mental health services for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, said that during the Tokyo Olympics, she and her team received as many as 10 calls for support from athletes competing on a daily basis. In fact, the Tokyo Olympics took place during the COVID-19 pandemic, which also saw a surge in mental health trouble. So when Biles talked about twisties and mental health in gymnastics, it was a great conversational starter about the issue among the masses. Her determination to return to competition with an eye on the Paris Olympics is admirable, and fans are hopeful that all her hard work will pay off this year. And so are we. Okay, let us go from that little bon mot, if you will, pardon me for just a slight moment. What's the what, guys? What's the what? What is going on? Oh, we got somebody on the other line. Oh, lovely. Lovely. We got somebody else on the line. We're going to handle this. Just hang on, folks. If you will, we get into the state of play. Okay. We can. Well, we can't do it actually, so we'll just. Hey, Matt, Ed, Nettie. Okay, well. First, it's Major League Baseball players. Now, it's the U.S. Olympic Committee. No, actually, it's the U.S. Olympic team, women's. That is. What's going on? We're on the air. Somebody is blurting me or binging me on Skype, but I can't get there because I'm here. First, okay, let's try that again. We had a little. Somebody wanted to talk to me via Skype, but we can't do that at this time because we're on the air live. Okay, first, It was the Major League Baseball players that were criticizing Nike for the new uniform. Now it's the U.S. Women's Olympic team that are criticizing their outfits. Nike can't get a break. Let's explain. Nike's new outfit design for the U.S. Women's Olympic team has been widely criticized on social media by athletes and fans alike. Deja vu. With one former U.S. athlete describing it as a costume born of patriarchal forces. Images of both men's and women's outfits dressed on mannequins were made public last week as part of a kit launch ahead of Paris 2024. The picture of the women's leotard on display had a high-cut bikini line and triggered a wave of criticism. Former U.S. track and field athlete Lauren Fleshman wrote in an Instagram post, quote, "Professional athletes should be able to compete without dedicating brain space to constant pube vigilance or the mental gymnastics of having every vulnerable piece of your body on display. Women's kits should be in service to performance mentally and physically. If this outfit was truly beneficial to physical performance, men would wear it. This is not an elite athletic kit for track and field. This is a costume born of patriarchal forces that are no longer welcome or needed to get eyes on women's sports," end quote. Other athletes have voiced concerns, including U.S. long jumper Tara Davis Woodhull, who posted a comment on Instagram which read, quote, "Wait, my hoo-ha is going to be out," end quote. Nike told CNN, whatever that is, in a statement that the leotard design will be one of a range of styles to choose from, in addition to tailoring options available for the upcoming Olympic Games. Now, in a press release last week, Nike said all its designs were produced in partnership with the athletes' needs. Quote, "Working directly with athletes throughout every stage of the design process, Nike designed garments to ensure fit across a range of body types and style preferences and infused real-time feedback throughout the entire product development cycle," John Hoke, Nike Chief Innovation Officer, said in the release. A spokesperson for U.S. Track and Field also told the former worldwide leader in news, CNN, that the outfits in the launch were just two of many options, including 50 unique pieces. The USATF, the USA Track and Field folks, said, quote, "Athletic options and choices were the driving force for USATF in the planning process with Nike. USATF is also aware that Nike consulted with athletes throughout the design process to ensure that all athletes are comfortable and that the uniforms are well suited for their respective events." Olympic champion pole vaulter Katie Moon, a Nike athlete herself, said the picture of the outfits on the mannequin was, quote, "concerning," end quote, and, quote, "warranted the response it received," end quote, but confirmed other options were available to athletes should they choose. Quote, "If you honestly think that on the most important day of our careers, we're choosing what we wear to appease the men watching over what we're most comfortable and confident to execute to the best of our abilities, that's pretty offensive," she wrote in a post on Instagram. However, in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Fleischman posted a photo that read, "Citrus altus fortis sexius," a play on words in reference to the former Olympic motto of faster, higher, stronger. The criticism comes amid a long-running call for change that centers around an over-policing of women's apparel or outfits, sexualizing women's sports. At Tokyo 2020, for example, the German women's gymnastic team refused to wear bikini-cut unitards in favor of full-body versions in what the German Gymnastics Federation branded a statement against sexualization. Well, we'll just have to find out what happens. Paris, June, coming up. And you can catch it all up here and in border states up here north. It'll be on the CBC, or you can catch them on NBC. doesn't matter because, CBC, the BBC, Seven Network, they do a good job of the Olympic coverage. Anyway, time now to raise the intellectual part of the show. We have no intellectual part of this show. It's just us. It's 13 minutes. It's 15 minutes past the hour, and we got some good stuff here, folks. But right now, we got a little boxing for you. That's right. We got some breaking boxing news. One of the strangest fight builds in recent memory comes to an end tonight when Devin Haney finally steps in the ring to face Ryan Garcia. While the fight was originally to be for Haney's junior welterweight title, WBC, Garcia is ineligible to win the title after missing weight by more than 3 pounds at Friday's weigh-in. Garcia's behavior ahead of the fight can charitably be called erratic, with bizarre social media ramblings about the Illuminati, aliens, among other things, as well as alternating between talking about his devout Christianity and using extremely foul sexual language. Haney has been extremely confident ahead of the fight, expressing the belief that he will easily defeat Garcia, who has seemed focused on anything other than the coming battle. Despite all of the odd behavior outside the ring, this is still a fight between two of the biggest young stars in the sport and could produce fireworks if both men show up ready and willing to fight. It started about a couple of hours ago, 8 o'clock. Let's give you the update on how things have gone so far in the fight card. Charles Carnwell defeated Nathaniel Gallimore via the 6-round TKO. David Jimenez defeated John Ramirez via unanimous decision, 117, 111, 117, 111, 116, 112. We have 2 other fights besides the what I'm going to call the main caustic event. Bekmir Melikuzev versus Peter Dibombe, middleweight. Then you got Arnold Barboza Jr. versus Sean McComb, junior welterweight. And the main event of the evening is Devin Haney, the champion, taking on Ryan Garcia for the WBC junior welterweight title. We will have the full results on tomorrow night's broadcast. So, by the way, if you want to watch the fight, it is on DAZN, DAZN, my favorite lady, one of my favorite ladies, actually, the dream lady herself, Claudia Trejos, among those that'll be broadcasting the fight. And with that said, we continue on. Yes, friends, we continue on. It's taking out to some golf action. Another week, another chance for Scotty Scheffler to add a tournament trophy to his sterling resume. Despite entering what most believe would be an automatic Masters hangover, the world number one is number one on the leaderboard at the 2024 RBC Heritage with 18 holes left to play. That's tomorrow. This despite just 9 holes of practice and an early misstep. Scheffler was flawless Saturday, utilizing an 8 under 63 to climb to 16 under for the tournament. One clear of Sepp Straka, Scheffler's 54-hole lead marks his 8th lead or co-lead in the last 17 months. In his last 17 rounds, as he searches for his 4th victory in his last 5 starts, potentially the 10th of his PGA Tour career. Scheffler, 63, not only saw him pull away from the field, but pull closer to Tiger Woods for most consecutive rounds at par or better since 1983. Scheffler Saturday matched Fred Funk at 38 straight, putting him 14 off the pace of Woods' record 52. Scheffler will also look to join Woods in 2006 as the latest golfer to win a tournament 1 week immediately after winning a major championship. It is likely Scheffler will need to extend this under par streak if he expects to add another jacket to his closet. While a bevy of stars lurk, final rounds have proven to be no sweat for the best player in the world this year. Scheffler has raced away from the field at the Arnold Palmer Invitational and the Masters, and he chased down the leader at the Players' Championship. No matter the situation, Scheffler and his game are up for it. And here is the leaderboard for you folks. Scotty Scheffler, minus 16. He's been perfect since his double bogey on number 3 in round 1, as Scheffler has neither put a 5 on his scorecard this week nor dropped a shot in his last 51 holes. During this stretch, he has tacked on 17 birdies, 8 of which came in round 3. Scheffler had everything in sequence on moving day as he hit 10 fairways and 15 greens, going 5 for 5, getting up and down. Of his 8 birdies, 7 came from inside 10 feet. The lone outside effort came on the short par 4 ninth. Scheffler was able to connect from 36 feet, turn in 5 under 31, and keep the momentum rolling into the inward half, where he ultimately grabbed the lead for himself. Number 8 was really only the bad swing he made, and it was nice to get, Scheffler said when interviewed, quote, number 8 was really only the bad swing I made today, and it was nice to get that ball up and down, Scheffler said. Then at number 9, it's 2 days in a row where I've hit decent drives and ended up in a weird spot. Yesterday I had the plugged lie, and today instead of staying on the upslope or going into the bunker, it stayed on the downslope. Seemed like there was more grass underneath it, but I wasn't able to get underneath it to hit the flop. But it was nice to see that the ball go in for sure. And the other contenders in second, Sepp Straka at 15 under, Colin Morikawa at 14 under in third. There's a tie for fourth between Ludwig Aubert, Patrick Rogers, and Sahith Theegala at minus 13. There's a tie in seventh between Tom Hogue, Seamus Power, Patrick Cantlay, and J.D. Poston at 12 under. Of course, CBS will bring you the final round live on, of course, the CBS television network. Okay, let us continue this boogieing pace. Ba-ba-ba. Okay, if you're ready for this, in college football, former Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh returned to Ann Arbor on Saturday for the Wolverines' ring ceremony and also made good on a promise to get a tattoo commemorating the 15-0 championship victory. The Wolverines team also received a bevy of rings for their historic season. Championship defensive back Mike Sanrissel posted a video of Harbaugh in the tattoo chair getting the tattoo. He got a block M with 15-0 underneath on his upper right arm. Quote, I have no ink on my body, no tattoos anywhere, but I did say that to our players, Harbaugh said in January. I said if we go 15-0, I'm getting a tattoo. It's 15-0. I'm going to put it on my shoulder. I don't know if it's my left or right yet. I'm a right-handed quarterback. I'll probably get it on my right. Harbaugh returned to Michigan for the spring game on Saturday and to take part in the Wolverines' ring ceremony commemorating their team 144. That group became the first Michigan team since 1997 to win the national championship outright. Players and coaches received 4 rings as part of the ceremony, one for the Big Ten title, Rose Bowl title, college football playoff, and the national championship. Harbaugh repeatedly flirted with the NFL over the past 3 years, interviewing with multiple teams. After 9 seasons, Harbaugh opted to, thank you, if you don't mind, there, to join the LA Chargers, but only after capturing the national championship. Offensive coordinator Sharon Moore was elevated to take over the program after serving as interim head coach for 4 games during the 23 season. Harbaugh was suspended 6 overall as part of 2 separate NCAA and Big Ten investigations regarding everything from improper recruiting contact during the pandemic to filming opposing sidelines in Michigan. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Coughing up a storm here. Wow. Okay, let's keep the home fires boiling. Boiling. Let's see. We'll have more sports in a few moments. I'm not going anywhere, but I am drinking a little bit. This is good stuff. Mm. 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 Ah, good hot chocolate. Okay. Let's see. What do we have now for our little sports report? I know not. But we're going to find out, won't we? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's get going with some more sports and probably some entertainment news for you. For that, it's pretty good. Let's see what's up and happening. Hey, the UFL, week 4. Mm. But before we do that, we have some sad news to report that we are duty bound to report on. Most popular ESPN personality this side of Chris Berman has sadly passed away. Howie Schwab, best known for his incredible knowledge of sports trivia and statistics, died today. Sports broadcaster Dick Vitale, a longtime friend, broke the news on Twitx, as I like to call it. And this is how he said it. Quote, "So sad to learn the passing of my loyal, dedicated buddy at Howie Schwab. He was recently at my home," Vitale posted. "Had various health issues, but was feeling good when he visited. May he please R.I.P." A native of Baldwin, New York, who graduated from St. John's University in 1982. Schwab joined ESPN in 1987 and handled various roles during his career. He served as the coordinating producer for the network's website in the mid-90s and later served the same role for ESPN studio production on shows such as SportsCenter and Outside the Lines. However, he is best remembered for his role as the star of ESPN's first game show, Stump the Schwab, which ran on ESPN2 and the ESPN Classic from 2004 through 2006. In that role, the ESPN statistician and sports trivia guru faced off against contestants at a sports trivia game hosted by the late, great Stuart Scott. Although the results were entirely predictable, Schwab almost always defeated each episode's challenges, and the show earned a cult following. Quote, David Bloom of the New York Sun said, quote, "Schwab looks like someone you'd be disappointed to find as your dinner party, a seatmate, or next to you on a cross-country plane trip. But that's exactly what makes the Schwab such a compelling television persona and what makes Stump the Schwab one of the best game shows on television." Although Schwab and ESPN parted ways in 2013 as part of a cost-cutting move, his legacy was secure. The sports world paid tribute to Schwab on Saturday. Darren Rovell wrote this, quote, "One of my absolute favorites at ESPN, greatest stat brain ever, and a hell of a human," wrote Darren Rovell. What a man he was. He was one of us. And you can't get any better than that. To the Schwab, we will miss you, but we will have great memories because you elevated all of us. FS1 Saturday Mets Dodgers broadcast was plagued by audio issues. Viewers, hi back there. Viewers of FS1's Saturday broadcast of the game between the New York Mets and Los Angeles Dodgers got a bit more silence than they might have been expecting. Alec Faust and Eric Karros were on the call for the game, that is, until right before the first pitch when things got glitchy and they suddenly disappeared from the broadcast, leaving audiences to enjoy some Def Leppard blaring from the stadium speakers. Personally, I would have preferred something from AC/DC. Audiences got to watch the game without announcing for about 10 minutes until Faust and Karros returned during the top of the first, but their return was brief and they disappeared once more. A few minutes later, studio host Kevin Burkhardt told audiences that the mic's out at Dodger Stadium. He and Dontrell Willis then provided commentary from the studio until we get all fixed up. Finally, a little over an hour after the game began in the third inning, Faust and Karros returned to the call. Quote, well, we're back in Dodger Stadium, or should I say welcome to Dodger Stadium, because we never really said hello in the first place here, said Faust. We're here. Alas, the audio dropped once more in the top of the sixth, leaving Starling Marte to hit a go-ahead home run that had to speak for itself. They did return soon after, with Faust lamenting the fact that Noah got to hear his great home run call. Quote, this has not been a soundly played baseball game on the field, nor in the booth. Eric Karros said, quote, I had a great call on that home run. Alec Faust said, EK, I had a great call on that home run. You'll have to trust me. You couldn't hear it at home, but it was great. The incident was reminiscent of a similar issue that FS1 had during their April 1st broadcast of the Texas Rangers Tampa Bay Rays game. During that game, the broadcast experienced a series of glitches, including the announcer's audio disappearing for stretches, no replays, no scoring, commercial breaks interrupting the action, and only having one camera angle. Coincidentally, Faust was a part of that broadcast as well. I'm not saying anything, but maybe Mr. Faust should consider being on the B team. You know, just saying. I'm also kidding. He's one of the best. Okay. And finally, he got his just desserts. He got his adieu moment, if you will. John Sterling said goodbye to the Yankee fans by saying 4 simple words. My tank is empty. That's right, folks. And I'm going to make sure I'm cleaning this all out tomorrow. John Sterling, the radio voice of New York Yankees for 36 years, said goodbye to the team and fans at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, days after announcing his retirement. Sterling spoke to the crowd before Saturday afternoon's game against Tampa Bay Rays in the Bronx. Quote, in my mind, I had carved out a little bit of a speech, which we don't need anymore, said Sterling, after being introduced by longtime radio partner Susan Waldman. Quote, obviously, I have to thank the Steinbrenner family. I have to thank Michael Kay, my partner for 10 years. We had a really good partnership in the last 20 years with the greatest partner in the world, Susan Waldman. What I really want to do is thank you, the fans, and I'll tell you why. I've been here at the Yankees 36 years, and in that time, person after person, group after group, have come to me with a kindness, respect, and love. And how lucky can you be for people to celebrate what you do for a living? The fans have been phenomenal to me over the past 36 years, end quote. David Cohn, Bernie Williams, and Derek Jeter all appeared on the scoreboard with well wishes for longtime announcer, while Tino Martinez presented him with Yankee cufflinks. The Yankees also presented him with a silver microphone, a jersey with the number 5,631 printed across the back, and a big screen TV so he can continue to join Yankee games at home. Sterling joined TV announcer Michael Kay in the booth during the second inning, and the two reminisced about working together and what the 85-year-old will do next. Kay also tried to find out if there was any chance Sterling might feel an itch to return to the booth. It sure sounds like this retirement is pretty ironclad. And he said it best. Mel Stoudemire would say to the pitcher in his last inning, "Empty the tank?" Well, my tank is empty. Michael Kay asked again, "When you left the booth that day after what was then your final game, did you know at that point, I'm not doing this again?" Sterling replied, quote, "I was thinking about it. I knew I didn't want to travel. I could have continued working just home games, but even that was becoming a hassle." End quote. Sterling expanded on his reasoning for calling it a career in an interview with the New York Post's Steve Serby. "See, all the Steves, all of us Steves are taking over the world." That's right. All you folks with little names, the Steves are taking over the world. Anyway, the quote, "Well, going there, I'm going to think, boy, I hope I don't screw up on the field. And going home, there'll be a tremendous feeling of, I've done it." Sterling told Serby about his feelings prior to Saturday. "And starting on Sunday, I won't have to go anywhere anytime that I don't want to. I don't want to tell you what I'm going to say because I ad-lib it. But basically, what I'm saying is something that you probably won't say. You probably would say. Here I was, this little boy, this little street urchin Yankee fan, rooting for the Yankees and taking the IRT up to the stadium, and then, slightly more than mid-career, having the Yankees job fall in my lap. And then look how it turned out. Oh my God, can you be luckier than I am? I have to throw all my emotions away, handle my little speech, and go from there." Well, sir, from being a part of the best crew on baseball on TBS to being the best of the best at the Parthenon of baseball, Yankee Stadium, you truly were not just the voice of Yankee fans in New York, but you were also the voice heard around the world. Congratulations, and you deserve a rest. Good luck, and thanks for the memories. 38 minutes past the hour. We got just one more segment to do. And as I always say, it is the scoreboard. And as we begin the scoreboard, we go to the place where we get most of our scores. That's right. No, not CBS Sports. No. We go to the minor league baseball. That's right. We take you to MILB.com to get you all the scores from a loaded day in minor league baseball. So get ready, get set. We're going to give it to you like, well, you never thought we could give it to you. Straight to the point and up your address. So if and y'all ready, then we ready to give it all to you. So we start off with AAA, bottom of the sixth. Albuquerque leads El Paso 10-5. Bottom of the second, Vegas leads Tacoma 1-0. Now with final scores in AAA. It was Toledo over Rochester, 9-5. Salt Lake over Reno, 8-7. Buffalo over Columbus, 5-3. Durham over Worcester, 12-2. Final in the makeup of April 18th. Durham beat Worcester. Yep, Durham beat Rochester. I think it was part of a double-doubter. Yes, it was. Yep, it was. In the first game, Durham beat Worcester 4-3. Final scores: Lehigh Valley lost to Scranton Wilkes-Barre 5-2. Iowa over Louisville 4-1. Memphis over Gwinnett 4-2. Final in 10 innings: Syracuse over Charlotte 11-6. Norfolk over Jacksonville 11-5. St. Paul over Indianapolis 12-4. Sacramento over Oklahoma City 3-1. Sugarland over Round Rock 11-4, and Omaha over Nashville 8-2. And we go from AAA. Hello. No, come on. Thank you. We go from AAA now to AA. That's right. AA. MCO. Thank you. Okay, and here are the scores. We got two games still in progress. Top of the ninth, San Antonio over Corpus Christi by a score of 6-4. And Amarillo over Springfield, 8-4. Final scores: Portland over New Hampshire, 6-2. Binghamton over Reading, 6-3. Final in 10 innings. Frisco beat Arkansas, 8-4. Birmingham over Mississippi, 1-0. Richmond over Harrisburg, 6-1. Erie over Akron, 6-5. Hartford over Somerset, 10-8. Bowie beat Altoona, 6-2. Montgomery over Tennessee, 7-1. Midland over Northwest Arkansas, 3-1. Wichita over Tulsa, 7-3. Rocket City over Pensacola, 3-2. Biloxi over Chattanooga, 10-6. Mississippi and Birmingham's game was rained out. That's right, I said it. It was rained out. The second game of Mississippi Birmingham was rained out, and that'll be made up on April 21st. So there you go. So we've done the AA. Let's go now to high A. Get you scores for that. Okay, all of these are final, but one game that is continuing right now, and that's Vancouver and Eugene. We don't have a score yet, but here we go. Great Lakes beat West Michigan 9-8. Fort Wayne over Dayton 7-5. Beloit over South Bend 10-7. Wisconsin over Cedar Rapids 14-8. Brooklyn over the Jersey Shore 9-7. Hudson Valley PTA over Aberdeen 4-3. Wilmington over Greenville 6-4. Rome over Asheville 10-4. Greensboro blanked Hickory 8-0. Lake County just pummeled over Lansing 12-4. Quad Cities over Peoria 3-1. Hillsboro over Tri-City 3-1. Winston-Salem over Bowling Green 6-4. Eugene over Vancouver 3-1. And Spokane over Everett 6-3. Let's go single A. There should be some games in single A right now. Let's find out. Okay, we got two games up in the front. Let's tell you all about them. Lake Elsinore over Visalia 4-3. Top of the fourth, Fresno over Stockton 1-0. Final scores: Delmarva over Down East 6-0. Another little fine score, Bonmont, you wish to intone. Ah, okay, let's boy. We cannot catch a verbal break here, folks. Script. Okay, come on. Come on. One more. One more time. Come on. One more time. Thank you. Let's go for the scores. Ah, Lord. Come on. Scores. We want scores. We don't want food identities. Come on. No, I don't want that. I want scores. Come on. Cooperation is a good thing, especially when you see that it is 46 minutes past the hour. Let's go to the scores. We've done the high A. Let's go to the single A scores. As we do so right now. There you go, Harry. I've impersonated you. Okay. There we go. Okay, in single A action, bottom of the eighth. Oh, I've already done single A, right? Well, not all of it. So we continue. Palm Beach over Lakeland, 6-1. Carolina over Augusta, 9-7. Lynchburg, Wallop, Salem, 13-8. Fort Myer over Jupiter, 5-3. Columbia over Charleston, 3-1. St. Lucie over Tampa, 9-8. Clearwater over Dunedin, 2-0. Daytona over Bradenton, 4-3. Fredericksburg over Fayetteville, 5-2. Rancho Cucamonga defeated the Inland Empire 9-6, the completion of April 19th's game. Modesto over San Jose, 8-3. Top of the 12th, Kannapolis and Myrtle Beach tied at 3. The game is to be completed tomorrow, April 21st. And the second game of the doubleheader for Rancho Cucamonga and the Inland Empire will be determined time-wise. So that is your single A. Finally, your rookie league. No game scheduled for rookie league. So we are done with the baseball scoreboard. Let's get you ready for the fastest scoreboard in all the free history, and that is our scoreboard. And wow, we're actually finishing this on time, kids. But here we go. We go now to soccer coverage. And in the Premier League, Brentford beat Luton Town by a score of 5-1. Burnley over Sheffield United, 4-1. Arsenal over Wolverhampton, 2-0. In the FA Cup semi-finals, Manchester City defeated Chelsea 1-0. In La Liga Española, Celta Vigo over Las Palmas, 4-1. Rayo Vallecano over Osasuna, 2-1. Real Betis over Valencia, 2-1. And Girona over Cadiz, 4-1. In Das Bundesliga, it was Darmstadt over Cologne, 2-0. Leipzig over Heidenheim, 2-1. Borussia Mönchengladbach lost to Hoffenheim, 4-3. Wolfsburg over Bochum, 1-0. And Bayern Munich over Union Berlin, 5-1. And if that's not enough, and we know it isn't, here's some scores from the Major League Soccer. And right now, by the way, if you want to see MLS action, it's on Apple Plus TV, Apple TV Plus. Right now in the 47th minute, Colorado Rapids are beating the FC Dallas 1-0. 9 minutes in, and it is the New York Red Bulls over the Los Angeles Football Club 1-0. And in the 10-minute mark, Seattle and Vancouver are tied at goose eggs. Final scores: Cincinnati over Atlanta 2-1. Orlando and Montreal tied at 2. Portland and Columbus also tied at 2. Inter Miami over Nashville 3-1. New York City over DC United 3-1. 2-0. Toronto over New England 1-0. Real Salt Lake over Chicago Fire 4-0. Austin 1, Houston Dynamo 0. St. Louis and Sporting Kansas City ended up in a 3-3 tie. Colorado Rapids. Oh, I've already did those scores. Yay. Alrighty then. We have put all that out of the commission. So let's go for one last roundup, kids, and we shall do so. We got baseball scores too to give you, and we plan to do that before we bid you all a adieu. So let us go to let's hit basketball. NBA playoffs, one game still not completed yet. The Denver Nuggets the defending champion Denver Nuggets are beating the Los Angeles Lakers 108-98. Speaking of beatdowns, New York Knicks beat down Philadelphia 76ers 111-104. Minnesota Timberwolves defeated the Phoenix Suns 120-95. And the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Orlando Magic 97-83. In the Basketball Super League of Canada, it was the Sudbury Fire over the Newfoundland Rogues 137-133. And the KW Titans losing to Derby City Distillers 123-114. That's not enough. We got more. That's right. How much more do we have? Well, I'm going to tell you, we got ice hockey for you. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, Carolina beat the Islanders 3-1, and Boston downed the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-1. Also checking in the American Hockey League, the AHL, these games are in intermission. San Diego over Coachella 4-1. Ontario over Colorado 4-0. Abbotsford and Calgary tied at goose eggs. Henderson Silver Knights over the Bakersfield Condors 2-1. And finally, San Jose defeated Tucson by a score of 2-1. Another action, Cleveland beat Toronto 4-3. Bridgeport defeated Providence 4-1. Charlotte over Hershey 4-1. Belleville over Laval. Let's keep going here. Let's see. Hershey over Charlotte over Hershey 4-1. Belleville over Laurel 2-1. Milwaukee over Rockford 6-3. Utica over Syracuse. Let's get back over there, please. Oh, boy. Okay, where are we here? Let's just go straight up. Manitoba over Texas 4-1. Iowa over Chicago 3-2. Hartford over Springfield 6-4. Wilkes-Barre Scranton a 2-0 winner over Lehigh Valley. Utica Comets and the Syracuse Crunch. 5-2 final score for Utica. Milwaukee over Rockford 6-3. Belleville over Laval 2-1. Charlotte over Hershey Bears 4-1. And okay. Wow, we're getting close to the end. I'm glad. Because that means I get to go to sleep. Okay. Wilkes-Barre Scranton over Lehigh Valley 2-0. Utica over Syracuse 5-2. Hartford over Springfield 6-4. Iowa over Chicago 3-2. And Manitoba over Texas by a score of 4-1. And now we go for the other half. We go for baseball. We go for the baseball, folks. That's right. We're going baseball in here. Okay. We got at least a little bit of a score remand. Let's go over here. We got to get the scores. We got Major League Baseball and possibly some other scores for you, but I don't think so. Okay, here are the scores. Okay, here in the NBA with 11 seconds left, we're going to say it. Lakers lose to the Nuggets 114-103. That's in the first game of the first round of the Western Conference. Timberwolves naturally hit the Suns where it hurts, 120-95. Okay, Nuggets beat the Lakers 114-103. Cavs over the Magic 97-83. Timberwolves over the Suns 120-95. Knicks over the 76ers 111-104. End of the eighth inning, Blue Jays over the Padres 4-2. Final in 10 innings. Rays over the Yankees 2-0. Twins over the Tigers 4-3. Brewers over the Cardinals 12-5. Marlins over the Cubs 3-2. Mets also. Okay, here we go. We'll try it one more time. And at the eighth inning, Blue Jays over the Padres 4-2. Final in 10. Rays over the Yankees 2-0. Twins over the Tigers 4-2. Brewers over the Cardinals 12-5. Mets over the Dodgers. Okay, Twins over the Tigers 4-3. Brewers over the Cardinals 12-5. Marlins over the Cubs 3-2. Mets over the Dodgers 6-4. In 10 innings, Nationals over Astros 5-4. Red Sox over Pirates 4-2. Diamondbacks lose to the Giants 7-3. Phillies Send me like oh boy. Where are we here? Mets lead the Dodgers 6-4. Nationals over Astros in 10, 5-4. Red Sox over the Pirates 4-2. Giants over the Diamondbacks 7-3. Phillies over the White Sox by a score of 9-5. Okay, I think, yep, we are out of time. So we thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a wonderful show. Glad you could be with us. I'll see you all tomorrow night, maybe. I don't know what the plan is for tomorrow night. A birthday party I was invited to. We don't know what time the birthday party starts. I will be there. I will try to do a live stream on location. If not, then we will reconvene on Monday. I'll let you all know. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley, and in parting, we say goodnight. And remember, keep them sporty balls shining. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network. Good night.